Wow. Who run the world?
Girls.
Who run the world? It's Winfrey. Woohoo! Winfrey is running her world with all the grizz and glamour
I can run
and the
yours
glow.
too.
The glow. You used to run all our road, though. Eh? Please.
Lamde, now we're doing yours. So.
Well, yeah, you're looking amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
And yeah, we know what it means to look amazing and, hold it down. And because of boundaries, we won't go too far into that conversation. And yeah, that's my way of segueing into what I would like to talk about. Boundaries. So I'm thinking about the different types of boundaries now. And this is because there are a lot of people who have sort of blurred the lines, not even just in the workplace, but even in their personal lives with boundaries. So for instance, I'm thinking about financially speaking. If your significant other, in this case a spouse, has maybe made some financial decisions you are not so happy about, how far do you go to make yourself or to express your opinion on this?
I needed this cup of coffee.
You needed the coffee? Why? Because of the topic?
No.
Okay.
Because of the heat.
Okay, all right. It is quite chilly in the studio. But seriously speaking, if, for instance, let me just give it hypothetically, your significant other wants to make a purchase of a piece of property. Now, maybe all his life, he has been doing things like this and he never really just considered you as a question mark. So how far do you go? Are you going past your boundary if you tell him you're not up for the idea? Is it only when you put your own money into it that you have to say? So that's where I am today. What do you think? Because I have a feeling this conversation is hitting a note somewhere for someone, and she's drinking extra coffee because of it.
No, actually.
Okay.
When it comes to buying of a property is a big deal.
It's a big deal, yeah.
It's not just going to the supermarket to get something off the counter. It is, when it comes to property, it's a legacy.
Sure.
Right? You're leaving that legacy for not just yourself and your partner, but also for your kids and your kids' kids. So it's not just something that you just do. You have to discuss with your partner even before you buy it.
Okay.
Right. Now, in the context at which you're, as you're talking about this, it's the spouse, that's the man.
Okay, the man. Yeah.
Right? The man buying the property, right? And then, if the woman should, how far should she go in terms of, in the first place, in an ideal marriage situation, before he gets that property, he should have already discussed it with her.
Okay.
Right. That, okay, babe, I would like to get this property. With my husband, that's how it's always been. Before we get it, my husband is so big on communication when it comes to even the most intricate things, because he would always like, okay, babe, this is what I'm thinking, there was a time like that I walked into a bank for a business transaction, and then, you know how this insurance people just, come up to you and they're like, please, for your kids, do you have kids? Would like to introduce this to you. So out of, I'm like, okay, you know what? There's no harm, no foul. Let me just, open one for my kids. And I did. And I was having, and then just off the bat, I was having a conversation with my husband. I was like, that's how I went to the bank to do and I did this.
Wow. Wow. What happened?
And it was like, you already have that, so why did you have to do it? I'm like, but I just did it. It was just random. It's like nothing is random. Before you make those kind of decisions, you have to discuss it as a family. That's how it's meant to be. So,
I'm not sure where Winfrey stands on this.
Oh, on this, to be very honest, I mean, the situation of like a family marital setting. I think for me, I'll just say different strokes, right? For different folks. Because I believe that people are different. Relationships are also different. Marriages are also different. We've heard of situations where, I mean, some probably the spouse, the husband or the wife literally has properties that nobody, like the other one doesn't know about until probably they're passing or until like later when like probably something comes up and then it actually comes to light. Exactly. Now, with regards to like talking to your partner about it, to be very honest, it's not every conversation that the other person might buy, right? You might be like, oh, can we invest in this property? And the person's like, oh, I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then the person's like, okay, you know what? I think it's a great idea. Yeah, I just wanted to hear your thoughts, but then again, I think I'm going to do it regardless. No, in that kind of situation, what then happens? Do you understand? So I am of the opinion that, okay, of course, as a unit, right, there are certain decisions that need to be made together. However, it's possible that everyone is not on the same page at the same time. Now, what happens if the other person or one person is strongly feeling a certain kind of way? Does that now kill that desire or kill that intention to do that? Do you understand? So I believe, as much as yes, talk to your partner about it, but if you still feel strongly about it, I honestly believe that you can go ahead and actually do it. And I think everyone should actually be fine with that, because in the end, you guys you're still individuals, right? Fine, you own your properties collectively, but then again, if you have resources, you just think, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this, and it's not going to be detrimental to the family units or whatever.
So you're doing it for the family. You're not doing it against the family. So a lot of people feel
that is against the family, for the family. You think that if you think it's a great opportunity that over the years.
So for instance, if you flip the coin and say it's the woman that wants to buy the property now.
I've had situations where I know of someone, the woman in this, in fact, women in this situation who actually stepped out to buy properties that their husbands didn't necessarily vet on or probably didn't even know about at all. And eventually it was like a big deal. So yes, it now became a situation of, oh, okay, are you trying to
undermine me or trying to disrespect me?
Undermine is one thing, or are you trying to secure yourself? That kind of thing. Do you understand? So
now you're getting where I'm going.
It's saying a lot of things without saying a lot of things. Yeah. And in that kind of situation, if for a woman to want to make that move, there are things she's definitely
thinking about,
noticed and seen in the marriage situation that doesn't favor her. That's making her want to, have a plan B, C, D, E.
I would not necessarily say that.
Property isn't a plan B, though. It's an investment.
It is an investment, but it is a plan because.
So for the guy, it's not a plan B.
No, in the marriage, you're supposed to plan together.
But if a guy buys on his own, it's not a plan B.
Because
if a woman does it, it's a plan B.
No, because when a man buys, he buys for the family. He's not buying for him, solely for himself.
Okay. But if a woman buys, she's not buying for the family.
So now this is what I'm saying. Wait now. So this is what I'll say with regards to that. There has been a situation I've literally been in close proximity with where she got the property irrespective of her husband's views, right? And eventually it was that saved them.
Okay.
Yeah, so eventually when push came to shove, that was literally what they had to literally get out of the mess. Do you understand? So she wasn't seeing it as though I'm buying it for myself. That's what the fact that, she saw it, she always had a dream of getting a house in her own name. Do you understand? And it was just a dream that she always had, and she just did it. Yeah. Do you understand? But it wasn't like, okay, I'm doing it because I'm trying to secure my bag or anything. But I've had, in fact, I know it's a couple right now that because the woman literally stepped out and she get like properties of her own, the man literally started seeing it as, okay, are you trying to, do you understand? But she was like, the way you are going with your own investments, because you have some expensive habits. Let's be just be
only God knows how many bottles of champagne he buys at the club.
Because with women, we are more intuitive with these things. We have foresight. I think that's something God has blessed us with. So in that kind of situation, even when you are not in agreement with whatever investment your husband is making, I feel like there are also ways to have that conversation. If there's anything that I've learned over the years, it is, as a woman, you need to master your tone, master your intentions, master the tenderness you're going to use in approaching that conversation and timing.
Yeah, and I'll actually say this from a very personal point as well. Yeah, I know we have to go.
Yeah, we do.
Speaking from someone as married to a husband like mine, he buys cars as business.
That's his expensive habit.
His car apart. One. You've seen about, well, we know, we have shows, we have things to do and everything. I just said, just because I cannot say don't do it. So just be doing what you are doing. Let me be doing what I'm doing. Please, let's.
As long as everyone is clear and understands the boundaries, let's talk boundaries online. Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria.
But really, boundaries in a family situation. There are no boundaries, oh my darling. What is mine is yours.
Wow. But what is mine is mine.
What is mine is ours.
We'll be right back, people. Stay with us.